a good
then,
answer.
then one day she says, you know, I'm in the stock market and you're in precious metals. We both can't be right.
They were popular because there was nothing else made by the U.S. Mint of Gold.
How do they compare price-wise to any other types of
They're
sovereign?
probably the least expensive of any gold.
Counterfeiting stagecoach rounds, Tim?
Rounds and bars.
Really?
Yeah.
The worst day on Wall Street since the crash of 1987.
We're now down 43%.
This could be the most serious recession in decades.
Protect your retirement with a gold and silver IRA. Learn more at sdbullion.com/IRA.
Afternoon, Tim.
Hi there.
How you doing?
Well, it's been already busy
Yeah?
and kind of a typical day.
Typical day. What?
Although the phone hasn't rung too much today.
Well, let's not jinx it.
Maybe I should pay the bill.
What silver and gold do you have in the shop for us?
Less than I had yesterday.
Mm.
And yesterday I had less than I had the day before.
It's funny how that works.
A very strange market. But I think we're getting closer to where it should be, which is I think it should drop a little more. It's kind of hard to figure what those guys who run that business down in there, New York, what their goal is. Yeah, I think we're at a place now where everybody who was going to order when it was $50 higher is now back in the market.
Interesting.
And I think it must have been traders being traders to get it all the way up there to the all-time high close.
Yeah, I wonder if a few of those shorts were called, or some of the big shorts were called.
I wouldn't be at all surprised.
No. We have someone here in your shop all the way from Alaska. Am I right?
You sure are. Hi, Tim.
Do people stack up in Alaska more than you think they do down here?
Oh, I think so. I think they have more disposable income up there. You know, you guys are taxed to death down here, so we don't have that. Well, I got a friend up there that has a coin shop, and he's a lot like Tim. He's very respected, been doing it for years, doesn't try to get rich. He's on the city council, been on the city council for years, so he's very connected in the town. Everybody knows him. And that's the key. I mean, people will trust him with their lives.
What about trust in government?
Here's a long pause.
Yeah.
What brought you in from Alaska?
Well, I've been watching your YouTube videos, and they're very good and very interesting, and they're right along my same thought lines. So being in Alaska, we're a little more, not quite as liberal up there. So we can actually...
A lot more independent.
We can actually pack weapons on a daily basis.
Well, that's good. Yeah, we can do that here too in New Hampshire. Mm-hmm. But I like to think in New Hampshire we have a free state, but you really do have a free state up there, don't you?
Yeah, they look after the people more up there. One of the big examples is they want to keep people in Alaska. So when you're 65, you get a $250,000 deduction on your appraised value of your homes. So when they do that to help retired people stay.
Excellent, yeah.
And housing is much cheaper up there. I just bought a nice duplex up there for $250,000. And that back here, that would probably be $900,000. A lot of people like to buy raw gold. You can usually buy it from the miners themselves. And that way, you know, you can make anything out of it at a later date, whatever you want.
So you came all the way from Alaska to see Tim.
Yep.
Is that right? No, really. Did you really come here from Alaska to see Tim?
Kinda. That was on my bucket list for sure.
Wow. Tim, this has got to be the furthest that we've had, right?
Yeah, it could be. I took a trip from California, and it was a 3-day trip, kind of nonstop from, Willow Springs Raceway to Newark Airport. And it took almost exactly 72 hours. with one whole day in Texas, and your state is like twice the size of Texas.
Yeah, we can fit 2 Texases in our state. The thing they say about Alaska, it's nice living up there on your terms. So if you've got the money to come and go as you please, that makes the state very nice.
Why do you stack gold and silver?
Because I just don't like the $33 trillion debt we have, and you know, they can't keep spinning this plate forever. You know, one of these days that's going to come crashing down, and that's when we're all going to be rich in this group.
Or at least have something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to laugh because my wife's got all her money in the stock market, and you know, I woke her up one day when the stock market wasn't doing too well, and I said, you know, honey, you're broke. And I said, what are you going to do? She goes, well, I'm going to stick real close to you.
A good answer.
Then one day she says, you know, I'm in the stock market and you're in precious metals. We both can't be right.
And do you trust the dollar?
No, hell no. No, it's just a means of exchange. I try to use my money. I buy anything that's I can physically have in my possession. I don't want any paper money. That's why we're here getting some silver.
So it's silver you're after today.
Yeah, we're trying to get the younger generation started. You know, give them a taste of what precious metals are like.
What type of silver then?
We're looking for some 1 ounce bars.
Okay.
Maybe like 9 of them. 5,
Sure.
6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 9.
Grab those.
What's the gold mining industry like up there in Alaska?
Well, on the small scale, I was a pilot for 37 years up there. I was a bush pilot, so I flew for the trappers and miners, and but the government pretty much ran the little guys out of business. They had to deal with so many different government agencies. In the old days, the guys used to take a bulldozer and push material into a river, you know, with a sluice box, and didn't have a lot of overhead. But now they say there's like 9 government agencies you have to deal with, you know. So it's a lot of people have just, you know, not
Stop doing it, huh?
just stopped doing it.
Okay.
Two buffaloes. You like something you like?
Yeah, I mean, that's what you got, right?
Yeah, I do have another sheet of 20 of, I think they're from Silvertown, I think. These are the ones that most people are asking for.
Can we look at the other sheet?
Sure.
They have found a large deposit in Tok, Alaska, which is like 257 miles out of Fairbanks, and they're wanting to transport the ore from Tok to Fort Knox, just north of Fairbanks, and process it up there.
How are they transporting it?
They've got new trucks. They're double side dumps, and they're 95 feet long. They'll pack 82 tons.
Wow.
160,000 pounds, and a lot of controversy over it. A lot of the people don't want it on the public roads because they have lots of bus stops along the route, and you know, we have a lot of winter up there, so those trucks would be hard to control, being that long in bad conditions. But there sure is a lot of controversy about it.
So bars, silver bars. That's what you like.
Well, I like anything precious metal, but I'm just down here for, we're just giving them for the nieces and nephews and stuff. The problem everybody has with silver, it's so bulky, you know. I mean, after a couple of years, you got 300 pounds of it laying around. It's just kind of hard to, the only good thing is the crooks couldn't pack it out of there, but gold, you could run out of that much with just in the palm of your hand.
I like these. Yeah, I like those.
Okay.
The only reason I said these is because there's the miner on them and
Right.
such. And you want to take a look at this and tell me what's
Sure.
It felt awful light to me, like it might not be all silver.
Good question. Right on.
They've been counterfeiting stagecoach rounds, Tim?
Rounds and bars.
Really?
Yeah. I'm not sure who they are, but we've seen counterfeits of both. There are other metals like copper that can mimic silver very easily, depending on what the coating is. I mean, it could be bright nickel for all I know. But this machine is pretty accurate. See, even that's genuine.
Dead center. What do you mean, even that's genuine?
Oh, no, it's
Is in
outside
the bracket.
Yeah. So now I say, yeah, that's probably genuine.
Okay.
Hey, thank you so much for coming all the way from Alaska to see Tim. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, it was definitely worth the trip.
All right. Take care.
All right.
You got yourself a buffalo, didn't you?
I love it.
I do
That's
too.
the gold one. I have the real one on the wall.
You got a real buffalo on your wall?
I do.
What?
Yes, I do.
Well, I finished my buffalo bullet, so I need a different type of gold, Tim, for me to be stacking now.
Have you looked at the gold talents?
Gold talent.
Whoop. Yeah, maybe that's what I need.
Those are the big brothers and the silver talents.
No,
That's right. It is.
Do you have any, Tim?
You have?
I don't. But
See, you can't
You
do
were
that to
joking?
us.
You
What's
were
going
joking.
on? You get some gold talents in here. I think they'd go pretty fast. What do you think?
Definitely. I mean, that would be a nice addition to my silver talent.
that's true.
All right. But I want to get the cheapest round piece of gold I can. What would be a good target for me to have?
Well,
to stack gold?
there are some rounds that are made of gold that were actually made by the U.S. Mint. Most people have never heard of them. But if you were going to stack something that's inexpensive, it would be the American Art Series. And it was 1 ounce and a ½ ounce gold coins
Okay.
that they made starting in around 1980 when the price of gold went up to $800. The first one they made was a $10 gold piece for the 1984 Olympics. And then they've made commemorative $5 gold pieces for every year since, basically.
Okay. What are they, 90% gold?
No, they're the same. They are in relation to a troy ounce. If you take the $5 gold piece, it was a 1/4 ounce times 0.9675 of a troy ounce.
Okay.
So it's just something they came up with. In the beginning, it was probably to make the ratio between gold and silver 25 to 1. Because if you take the 9675 of a troy ounce for a $20 gold piece, and the 0.77344 of a troy ounce for a Morgan dollar or a peace dollar, and you take divide one by the other, the dollar content by the silver eagle content, silver dollar content, and multiply it times 20, it comes out to 25 to 1. A lot of people went and got them from banks or from the post office. You get them in a variety of locations, and they were popular because there was nothing else made by the U.S. Mint of Gold.
How do they compare price-wise to any other types of
They're
sovereign?
probably the least expensive of any gold. People aren't aware of them, but it's
Then
what are you
maybe
going
I
to do?
shouldn't post this video. I'm kidding. Do you think you'll possibly get some?
I can see if they have them.
All right, yeah, why don't we do that? I might want to check out getting one of those.
Now I can't hear the speakerphone.
Oh, no.
You don't know the guy that messed with it, do you? No. I think it was that Yankee guy.
No, okay. No, Yankee had nothing to do with that phone.